accept that the optimal way to perform the search and work the crime scene was to do that at location? Do you accept that?
Yes.
That is where the container was?
I accept it, Chair.
Or at the most, to just remove it where it was, because you say there was a container that side and another container that side. Maybe to just move it even before opening it to where there would be enough space for you to do a proper cordoning off, yes. Correct?
You are correct, Chair.
And would you say there wasn't sufficient space for you to move the container in that manner?
Yes, Chair.
There was?
No, there wasn't.
There wasn't? So all the space that was available was the space where there were containers along each other and not any other space anywhere else within that entire precinct at the depot. Is that what you are saying?
No, I'm not saying that, Chair.
That's exactly what I'm asking you.
Yes,
so
no,
was there space for you to move the container from where there were containers on either side? Yes. Within the precinct?
I didn't fully inspect it, but I would.
No. I'm talking about space. Was there space for that?
I would think so.
So you could have moved the container?
Yes.
And then you would have had enough space to cordon off that area where you had moved it to, yes. Not so?
Yes.
Now you've accepted that the optimal thing for you to do was to do it at location, and now you've just admitted or accepted also that you could have moved it to have enough space to cordon off so that you are not obstructed by containers on either side. So you've accepted that as well. And now you've said, or rather, and you inspect, search, conduct the operation on location, not for the sake of it. You do not do that for the sake of it. There are practical considerations for that, correct?
Yes.
And for example, there should be no tampering with fingerprints and DNA before the LCRC has checked for these. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Chair.
Now, here you did not call LCRC. You've said that. Paragraph 7 of your statement of the 23rd of June 2022. Your statement of 22 June 2022. Paragraph 7. Page 648 of Exhibit File 2. You say in so many ways that you did not call LCRC, correct?
Yes, yes, Chair.
Here's what you say: I did not request LCRC to attend the scene. The first sentence of paragraph 7. You see that?
Page?
Page 648. Exhibit File 2.
Yes, I see it, Chair.
So now you accept that it's important for the LCRC to check for DNA and fingerprints on location. The reason for that, obviously, is that there should be no tampering. The LCRC, wherever possible, should be able now. When exhibits are handled before the LCRC has uplifted the fingerprints and DNA, there are chances, or rather, there may be chances of successfully uplifting these. That is, if the LCRC works on the exhibits before they have been handled or moved.
Yes.
You accept?
I do.
Now, but if it's the opposite that has happened, that is, if they have been touched, handled, and moved, or moved, the chances of that happening may be brought to naught. Is that correct?
You are correct, Chair.
Now, at the time you did this, that is, choosing not to call LCRC, handling and moving these exhibits, what were you thinking about the utility of allowing LCRC to first check for fingerprints and DNA? What were you thinking about the utility of that?
Okay. Chair, it's my answer. It may not be accepted well, but in my experience, all of these cases, although, like I indicated, I may not have investigated hands-on these cases, I've inspected them, on numerous occasions. When these cases are generated, I have sight of them. Even if I give you 20 rip-off loads that we had addressed or seized, made seizures at, in not one of these cases, not one, have we ever received any feedback by way of LCRC in terms of fingerprints uplifted or DNA. And Chair, I'm going to go a little further to explain why as well. I'm not sure why they didn't give us any feedback, but as a detective, from my point of view, I'm saying you've got a very slim to none chance of objectively linking your suspect to those drugs that were found in a rip-on, rip-off load. There's no way to distinguish between fingerprints or DNA, more especially in the container, fingerprints or DNA that belong to your suspects and those that belong to legitimate port officials who had loaded the legitimate commodity in the container. So I'm not sure whether that plays a role in it, but part of my decision not to call them was based on the fact that out of every single case of rip-on, rip-off that we had handled, we've received nothing by way of fingerprints or DNA.
So Colonel Jacob says, I am taking my own decision and I am not going to allow the ordinary and ordinarily applicable process of having the LCRC to come to the scene and do their work before I handle these goods. I'm taking it upon myself as Colonel Jacob to, or rather not to heed that process. That applies. That is an applicable prescription. I, as Colonel Jacob, am not going to follow that.
Yes. Chair, that's one of those decisions that I said to you I will rule for the rest of my life. So,
you see, the problem is it may be easy for you to say that that's a decision you'll rule for the rest of your life. The problem is we want to get behind the why. There's a big why in all of this.
yes.
One, I engaged you earlier on the available storage spaces. There as well, by the way, no, I'm talking about my notes. I've not done it yet. I'm talking about my notes on something I want to engage you on, but I will not do it now. But it was quite plain when Ms. Sildo was engaging you that you did not inquire about the capacity of the other places. Now I remember what I engaged you on were the distances. And you accepted when I engaged you that the one police station within Durban was, the furthest was 24 kilometers. Yes. The other 20, another one lesser.
Yes.
And there as well, you didn't really have an explanation as to why you did not go there. Now again, you don't really have an explanation for not following prescripts. And all you say is it's a decision that you will rule for the rest of your life. Bear in mind that in the end, the cocaine or suspected cocaine gets lost. So the question why is very important in connection with all of these steps where there are decisions that you will live to rule for the rest of your life.
Yes, Chair.
So the why is very important, and I'm not saying you stole the cocaine, but we're asking all these questions because there's that question of who stole this cocaine. Do you get what I mean?
I understand, Chair.
Do you want to comment on that?
what can I say? I think I'll leave it at that, Chair. But just to say that it may have been a sense of complacency that set in, or familiarity with, I know this is how these cases go, and that's why I made that decision that I did. However, I see there's no benefit in taking any shortcuts, and I can see how it does not look good to the Commission. These little...
Not the Commission, you.
Yes.
You.
Even for me.
Yes.
Yes. I understand, Chair. Yes, I understand.
Can I just ask something to clarify what your evidence, in fact, is about the LCRC not being called to the scene? Is your evidence, and I ask this question because, depending on your answer, it has the answers have different consequences. Did you make the decision on the scene not to call the LCRC? That's one possibility, and I'm trying to understand your evidence. Or it never crossed your mind at all that you should be calling them. You just went in and did what you and your people did on the scene. Which one of the two is it?
I'll say, Commissioner, I saw them as an investigative aid that at that point in time was not priority, based on the fact that we had recovered this amount of drugs. We didn't have exhibit bags to seal it in. I didn't want to send members out searching every station for exhibit bags. I saw that the police station was 4 kilometers away.
Yeah, sorry, my question is different. My question is, did you make a decision to not call the LCRC? It's yes or no. We know for a fact they were not there. And I'm asking you a question of, were they not there because you considered it and you made the decision not to call them?
At the scene, yes, I made a decision not to call them, Commissioner.
Okay, yeah. So you acted in breach of the nation. You made the decision to act in breach of the of the instruction that says you should call the LCRC.
You are correct.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
It may not be yes. No, please.
No, I'm quite aware of the time, and I was saying before the Chair orders us to rise for the day, I just wanted to finish off this particular topic with one question.
You are aware that we have a scheduled meeting for 15:15, but...
Judging by the Chair's questions, I thought that meeting was...